So thank you so much, Michelle. That's really excellent information for us to all know about. We're going to keep moving on here with this idea. Now I'm going to introduce this idea of sound and vibration. Now, the problem with sound and talking to kids about sound is that sound is invisible. You cannot see sound, you can't point it out, the aspects of sound. That's something that kids, we just have to sort of think about these concepts because you can't see them. Now, what we're going to be talking a little bit is about how we can take this idea and run with this idea. Typically, when a sound is created, there's a sequence of things that happens, and it happens incredibly fast, within just a split second. For example, we have to start with something like this. We start with the player. In this case, the player is blowing something. The air column that's inside the instrument is vibrating. The air in front of it also vibrates along with it in something called sound waves, okay? And then we hear that sound with this incredibly cool, amazingly sensitive listening devices that we have here, but that's also interpreted by our brain. So actually, we don't actually hear sound, we are actually sort of put into this idea where we're getting chemical little things that go through our brain that tell us what's going on. It sort of mimics that kind of sound thing. So what we're going to be talking about here is the science of how musical instruments work. So I'm going to take you through a little demonstration here using some of my musical instruments. I know some of you guys have been coming up and taking a look at these things here. And these are what I call my demonstration musical instruments. These travel with me around the country. It's important to know that this is my garbage. Okay? Nobody takes my garbage. This is garbage which I'm going to take with me and use in other presentations as well. That stuff that's on that table, that's our garbage. But this I'm going to keep for myself. Okay. So I'm going to start with a quick demonstration that's going to help you guys to figure out how to make better musical instruments. And we're going to start with one of my favorite musical instruments. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm presenting the amazing, incredible pipe. Big old metal pipe. Metal pipes like these are called conduit pipes, and they carry electrical wires through the walls of the building. So going along to each one of these lights here is something very much like this. Now I'm going to take a stick and hit on my pipe, and what kind of sound would you expect? A clunk or a ding?
Ding.
Ding.
Oh wait, is that
There's a clunk. And that's because with one hand I'm hitting it, but with the other hand I'm holding it. That's stopping the sound. So now I'm not going to hold it anymore. I'm going to put it on the table. Just put it down and see what happens. Better? A little better, but the problem is that the table is too hard. That's right. It needs to go on something that's soft. That's right. For example, a winter hat. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the hat here, and let's try this out. Better? A little bit better, but there's still too much. Yeah, there's still too much stuff touching the pipe. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it up in the air and hit it while it's still in the air. Front row looks a little nervous, but don't worry. There usually isn't too much blood. Okay, so here we go. Ready? And. Is that good? Try it again. So now I can take a whole bunch of pipes and throw them up in the air and hit them. Obviously not. They're going to fall on the ground. They're going to hit this one on the head. It's not going to like it. It's going to sue me. It's going to do that kind of thing. What we're going to do instead is we're going to put it on something that's very light and very strong, and that stuff is called styrofoam. Good or bad for the earth?
Bad.
Yeah. First of all, can you recycle styrofoam?
No.
Can you throw it away?
Yeah.
You could throw it away, but when you throw something away, does it really go away?
No.
It just goes someplace else, and where this stuff goes is into the garbage dumps or the landfills, and it sits there for hundreds of years. Exactly. We don't even really know how long styrofoam lasts for, because it was only invented about 60 years ago. So, I mean, the idea with styrofoam is that all the chunks of styrofoam that have been created are still on this planet. And geologists now feel that our legacy for humans being on this earth is going to be a thin layer of plastic that covers the entire globe. Okay, so that's going to be something that is our legacy of humans on this earth. So what can we do with it?
Reuse it.
Reuse it, that's right. We're going to take this horrible styrofoam, we're going to put something on top of it, my pipe, and let's see what happens now. Clunk or ding?
Ding.
Ding, and a nice long ding because that pipe is able to do something called vibration.
Do you have rubber bands on there?
I do, but that's only because I'm going to use this as a string instrument later. Okay. Now, the reason that we're using styrofoam, okay, styrofoam is a great, wonderful, fantastic material that is terrible for the earth, okay, but it really makes things vibrate on top of it. And that's because styrofoam is so light. It's very strong, but it's made out of little plastic beads, which each one is filled with some kind of air. And that means that styrofoam itself is so light that it practically floats on the air itself. you can see. And so when I put this on top of that, that now allows this to be able to... Now I was watching somebody here create a musical instrument here using the same kind of things. Could you hold up that so everybody can see what you've got there? Okay. Hold that up and just sort of spin around so everybody can see. Now I was watching her struggling with this during the 10-minute building thing, but according to my own rules, I couldn't tell her what to do with that. But now she has a good idea of what to do with it, which is to maybe take it out of those cardboard things, which prevent them from doing vibrations, and put them on the styrofoam where they can hopefully vibrate. And the proof is...
Actually, can
What
I
if
hear
she
it
puts
in
them on a
there?
box?
Yeah, could you play one in the box?
I want to hear it in there, because
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
No, on top.
No, but try it first, with, like it is.
Like this?
Okay, that's good. Hit that.
What should I hit it with?
That's fine.
stick?
Pencil.
Oh,
Sound good? Okay, now put it in the little holy things. No, in the hole in the box, because that's what I want you
I'm
to hear.
sorry.
I like it. It sounds like some.
You hear the difference? Okay. Now put it on the styrofoam. You hear the difference? There's a big difference between the cardboard even and the styrofoam. And that's because the cardboard is much more solid than the styrofoam in that sense.
Can I ask you,
Yes.
do you do anything to keep these in place?
Okay, that is something that all kids are going to ask about. Which they're going to think, okay, I want to tape that on.
It won't vibrate.
Yeah, it won't vibrate exactly. That's the problem. What we do is we take a little chunk of styrofoam and we just rip it off. Throw that little chunk in, that way it sits in the, like this. Anytime you put a rubber band over it or a tape over it or something like that, it's going to stop it from vibrating.
What about toothpicks? Could you put toothpicks?
It could, yeah, that could work. Okay, something like that where it prevents it from rolling around, but you don't want to be able to have it hit the toothpicks, because if it hits the
Yeah, right,
toothpicks, it
it's
stops
just,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, sure,
How about a
absolutely.
piece of string or a piece of wire through the tube?
Absolutely. Well, no, through the tube is actually will stop it from vibrating.
A very thin one?
Yep. You can try it out. I mean, you can try it out. You know, that's what it's all about here, right?
How do
Okay.
you drill through that?
Pardon?
How do you drill through that?
Without drilling, I just drill.
No, I want to know how you could make that into a flute.
Need holes.
Let's not get ahead.
Don't just-
Okay, trust me. All right, so we found out now we can put this on top of it, and the thing is vibration. Now, the vibration